Hi, I'm Nick Gillespie. This is Matt Welch. We're doing Ask a Libertarian 2012. We're celebrating the paperback release of the Declaration of Independence later at the month. Matt, here are your lightning round questions. David Woolley via Facebook says or asks, are democratic measures such as citizens' initiatives and the right to recall sufficient safeguards against political corruption?
Certainly not sufficient, but I like them. I enjoy them as a citizen of the West, or at least I was born and raised in California. It's a great way to do things like put on the ballot, as we see this November in Colorado and Washington, full legalization of marijuana, or some initiatives that go outside of the kind of partisan gridlock. And it's fun to recall corrupt and incompetent governors like Gray Davis, which is one of my favorite activities in the voting booth. But it's not nearly enough to tackle corruption.
Vakil Smolin asks, what do you think of the Cass Sunstein nudge approach to Big Brotherdom?
Cass Sunstein, Richard Thaler wrote a book a few years back called Nudge, which sort of made the case for libertarian paternalism. If we just tweak policies in ways that create better kind of defaults towards people to make better choices, we'll all be better off. I'm skeptical of it, mostly because of the design flaw of having regulators create the perfect design. I'm just inherently skeptical of the ability of the regulatory process to create these kind of great choice architectures for people. Cass Sunstein's in the Obama administration. He's effectively his regulatory czar, and he's gotten some good marks there, although we haven't really heard much about this kind of nudge idea happening with the person who's as responsible for that type of governance as anyone.
Via Twitter, Pietro PC asks, do you worry you're just trying to signal something else?
Boop.
Pinky.
I'm not sure.
Pinky asks, now that there's a Tea Party, who needs libertarianism?
The Tea Party does, among other things. There's been a lot of interesting conversations, I think, between long-time libertarians and new-time Tea Party activists, having conversations, hashing this stuff out. Rand Paul describes himself as basically a Tea Party Republican, even though he's, I think, much more of a libertarian or constitutional conservative. It's an ongoing discussion, and I think libertarians need to help that discussion along. I don't think the Tea Party itself is composed or comprised of libertarians, but they have talked about at least some fiscally libertarian goals out there, and so conversations need to keep going.
Harvard asks, why did most Reason authors vote for Obama, and are they smarter now?
The premise of your question is inaccurate. As far as I am aware, there are two current Reason staffers who voted for Obama. Tim Kavanaugh, if we can name and shame, he always discloses his ballot, and Ron Bailey. I should point out that most of us, I mean, Reason is one of the only publications in the universe that asks its staffers to disclose who votes. We do it, Slate does it, and basically nobody else does it. That's two people out of a staff of 18 or so last time around. And we published an interesting forum in 2010 asking people, so do you, libertarians who voted for Obama, do you have any regrets? What do you have to say about it? And I recommend everyone go look it up.
All right, thank you, Matt. Ask a Libertarian 2012, we're going to be back with our final segment. It's a very special segment called What Did We Learn Today?